Young players keeping franchises' hopes alive.
That's right. You know, I want to talk about Adley Rutschman for a minute and what he means, you know, not just to the Orioles, to the team, but to the fan base. You know, Adley Rutschman is the prized prospect and number one prospect in baseball for years. The Orioles haven't been very good for years, and they aren't very good this year. But you know what happened over the weekend? That prized prospect, that number one prospect that everyone has been waiting to see in the big leagues for so long, got the call. And in that moment, that the other night when he made his debut, I was tuning in. So many were tuning in to watch his debut. So many people showed up to Oriole Park at Camden Yards to watch him make his debut. That's what it's all about. For one night, it was about hope. It was about the potential. It was about the future. And Adley Rutschman took the field, took off his helmet, the smile on his face, turned around, took it all in. If you haven't watched the video, by the way, do it. I mean, this was a special moment. He took the field, literally did a 360 behind the plate, got down into his crouch, patted his glove, and said, all right, let's do this. And it was special. The crowd was going nuts for him. He got a triple in the game. The crowd was chanting Adley, chanting his name. It's about hope. It is. It's about the future. And we heard it recently on the show. We had Cedric Mullins on and talked about Adley and the future of this team and how exciting it is and how close the future is. This is a glimpse, a taste of that future being close. That's what it's all about. It's about those young players, these young prized prospects coming up on teams that haven't been very good in a while and giving you hope. Hope for the future. I love to see it, and we've gotten to see it a few times this year. We see it with Julio Rodriguez on a team that has the longest drought the longest playoff drought in major sports, in all of sports. That's wild. And Julio comes up, and you can feel it in Seattle this year. Oh man, our guy, the guy we've been hearing about for so long, he made the team. Let's do this. Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals, he makes the team, and it's like, oh yeah, let's do it. And I don't think these fan bases, with an exception of Seattle, because I do think that team is and was ready to win, I don't think the Royals set out and said, oh man, Bobby Witt Jr.'s made the team, we're going to the World Series. No, but it's a sense of, man, now we get to watch our guy that we've been hearing about for years being a top prospect in baseball. I get to go to the ballpark and watch this guy play, a guy that could potentially be a perennial all-star someday in this league. That's what we're seeing. That's what's so cool about these guys getting called up. We see it the other day. Adley Rutschman gets called into his manager's office in AAA, and he gets sat down, and I love these. I am a sucker for these. The manager goes through a whole spiel of how, hey, we don't need you to do any more than you're doing. We're giving you some off days just to, to keep you fresh and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, he said, and you need to be fresh because you're going to Camden Yards to play in the major leagues. And at that moment, his entire team came running in, celebrating with him, piling on top of him, because it's true. It's a grind in the minor leagues, and that guy, the guy that you've become family with, has made it. And it's been a long journey for him, the injuries that have come up, and now the fan base got to see him, and they showed up for him in droves. It was so cool. It was awesome. And it's a sense of hope, and that's what makes it so cool. I don't think anybody, at least you shouldn't, I don't think anybody thinks Adley Rutschman gets called up to the big leagues and, hey, the Orioles are going to rattle off 20 in a row and be right there with the Yankees. No. But it's, okay, this guy is here. He's getting that experience. And in 2 years, we could be competing. And it's really cool to see it happening around the league with a few of those top super prospects. And Adley Rutschman is certainly one of them and the most recent to make the big leagues and give that fan base a sense of hope. It's really cool. And I love those moments a lot.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not love him? Obviously, big Mariners fan, and over the last 3 years, I can't tell you the amount of
I
times
did know that. I've heard that.
the amount of times that I have checked the stats of Julio Rodriguez, Jared Kelenic, Noelvi Marte, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, just looking at their AA stats, their AAA stats, seeing every single night their highlight plays. And the biggest word that we have in our topic bar right now is hope. Because for a lot of teams that are in the small markets, baseball is a very unique thing, and where it's not the NFL or NBA where the number one overall pick is playing on your team the next year. You have no clue when that guy is going to come down the pipeline and finally make the big leagues. So when he does, you have to appreciate it. And I know I have for sure this year with Julio. It's been a down year, but hope is the only thing I feel like a lot of small markets have. And every now and again, you get a chance to win it all. But it starts somewhere.
It is cool because baseball it's different than any other sport. And you get drafted first overall in the NBA. You're going to be in the NBA and making a difference that year. You get drafted first overall in the NFL. You're going to be in the NFL making a big difference for your team that year. Baseball's not that way. And it's a grind to get to where you're going. And an organization, as an Orioles fan, they hear with their first pick, Adley Rutschman. Okay, great. This guy's going to make a difference for us. When? And then you start hearing about him making a difference in the minor leagues and how good he is. And that hope just builds and builds and builds. And then the day comes after 2-3 years. We get to see our guy in person on the field that he's going to make a difference for our team for a long time to come. And it really is cool, and it is special, and it's something that makes baseball different. One of a few things that makes baseball different than any other sport out there. So I just wanted to talk about that. Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.